15 years ago, I had my own independent shop. And what that was, I worked on cars. It was a 3-car garage. And there's this one day that I worked on the 1969 Mercury Cougar. And the only thing wrong with this car was the fuel gauge, and that's what I had to replace. So I remember this day like it was just yesterday. I had this car up in the air, and the first thing I had to do was get the fuel out. And as I was getting the fuel out, and I'm trying to catch it in a bucket, it come through, and I realized that this fuel tank was slam full of fuel. So I wedged it back in there so I could get a bigger bucket. And the next thing I know, that part came out and fuel just came everywhere. And then as I turned around, all that fuel was going to the heater. And then right then it just went whoosh. I looked back and I saw a river of fire coming out of this car. And this guy was like, I gotta put this fire out. So I run to the opposite side of this 3-car garage, away from the exit, which wasn't smart. So by the time I got there hoping to find this big old fire extinguisher, it was the shop was so full of black smoke. I couldn't see. I started panicking. My eyes were watering. It was just, everything was just too much. And I was looking around, I couldn't see nothing. It was just pure darkness except a flame coming out every once in a while. And I kept noticing all this black smoke and fire everywhere. And I really kind of locked up. I didn't know what to do because all my energy was focused on this fire. And then something clicked with me. The little elementary fire training. Drop down to your hands and knees. And I dropped down to my hands and knees. And I was looking around. I said, I can see a little bit clearly now. But it was still, the oxygen was just sucking out of there, and I was still panicking. But then once I got there, once I started thinking a little straight of the exit plan, I saw the door. And I was like, that's where I need to go. So I went out, I started focusing on that, and I went out the door. And a lot of times in my life, I focus on the problem. And when I focus on this problem, I can't think about any kind of solution because the problem is so big in front of me, I cannot figure it out. So once I stopped thinking about this problem and thought to a solution, and my solution was to get out the door as fast as possible. And that's what I did. So today, let's stop focusing so much on the problem at hand and let's focus on solutions to get you out of there.